Back to Provision Homestead. Let's do a quick and dirty garden and homestead tour. All right, first off, let me apologize for taking so long in between videos. Had some unexpected changes with my primary source of income, and so I've had to spend quite a bit of time traveling back and forth to Florida. But we've still been doing a lot of stuff here on the homestead, and so it's not maybe as pretty as my wife would like, but hey, it's real. So let me show you what we're growing. Now, getting these gardens ready so quickly with such little time was made possible by my L4701 Kubota, and I picked up this, actually it's a skid steer 7-foot tiller that actually works pretty good on the old Kubota. This is a low flow skid steer attachment. It is a little bit weak, so I have to go over some things a couple times, but it gets the job done. Second thing, which has been a game changer, is this Hiller Better attachment. And believe it or not, I actually got this on Amazon. So I will actually put a link in the description of this thing, but this thing's been amazing and has saved us so much time. Here just for fun, actually right next to the main plot, the main garden, we've got just some turkeys and some guinea fowl and just a few replacement hens that just came out of the brooder recently. So I've got a chicken tractor over there that's pretty much ready to go, that I'm going to be putting these guys on soon to rotate them through pasture. But yeah, just really quick, and then I'll come back over here and we'll probably till this up for more stuff for the fall. All right, so this is the most recent piece that's been tilled up and planted. We've got a lot of spaghetti squash going, a lot of corn, and then a lot of potatoes that we've put in the ground as well, and then some bush beans. And then over here is a less recent planting. We got all of our pepper starts that we put in. They seem to be doing okay. Just a reminder, this is our first full season growing out here in Virginia, so do have some grace, but it does feel like Florida these days. It's about 94 degrees. So yeah, so here's some tomato plants that were planted not too long ago, and then over here we've got a lot of corn. Right over here, I know this doesn't look pretty. That's because we just dug this up a few hours ago and harvested about 60 pounds of potatoes, and I'll show you those when we head in. So but here, all of these, it's about 200 tomatoes that we got in the ground that are doing amazing. We've got our cherry tomatoes here, delicious. And there's a nice red one down in there. And then we've got some more mid-sized tomatoes. And just look at these things. Oh yeah. I'm gonna probably snack on that in between the video here. Just look at these guys. We've tried to keep the weeds down by putting hay down in the middle. And we finally got a chip drop. So we'll finally be able to start to do a little bit of back to Eden gardening, but for now we got going with what we got. And so we got some heirloom varieties here, some nice big fat juicy ones here. Here we go. And we've actually been harvesting these for a while, so we're a little bit late to the game. I got some sugar snaps over here that are barely holding on. Got some sweet potatoes and some watermelons over there that I'm not so sure are gonna do so well either. So, hey, we're doing good here and there and failing in a few other spots, and we'll just zero it in next year, I guess. What do you think you're doing? Get out of there. Get out of there. Hey, I see you. Get out of my tomatoes. Now, one of the next things that seems to be doing really, really well is all of this garlic. So yeah, we planted maybe 15, 20 pounds of garlic, and it's all ready to be harvested. I'll actually be doing that today. But yeah, all of this is garlic. Ready to go. Here's another example of failing. So over there is all of the garlic, right? All the beautiful garlic, nice and weeded. Over here was onions. So I've tried my best to go through here and try to clean it up. See, we've got a few onions left there, but it's futile, so I've given up on the onions. We're just gonna clear this out and start over. So hey, it happens. Life happens. We're just gonna replant again in the fall. No biggie. Here we have our signature raised beds. A lot of you might have actually subscribed to us years ago when we had about 1,400 square feet in Florida with these raised beds. So obviously we had to bring them here. Even though they're not as necessary here, they're still pretty. So mostly filled with asparagus that's just going nuts. But then my wife threw some nasturtiums in there as well. So yeah, our raised beds. Eventually she wants me to build a whole bunch more and terrace them down this hill right here. I think it'll be beautiful. And then over here is Alicia's beautiful work here. So we had these field stones that are scattered all over the 100 acres. So Alicia and the kids have just been hauling them over here, made a nice little border, and she's been working on this, and it's just beautiful. She got her roses in here, a whole bunch of different flowers that she could probably tell you more about than me. More nasturtiums, some lavender. Got some sunflowers in the back there, some cone flowers. Earlier there was a whole bunch of bulbs that she planted that came up before it got so stinking hot. But yeah, just gorgeous. All right, so when we first moved in, we got about 20 apple, pear, figs, and just planted them all along the edge of our fence here. And we do have a few apples, even though we should probably pick them off so that the tree can focus. But yeah, so this whole spot here is all along the perimeter of the main house is apples, peaches. And here's one of the apple trees that's actually doing really good. You can see we got a whole bunch of apples here. Will they hang on? I don't know. They seem to be doing pretty well though, and this tree seems to be pretty mature. And of course the kids tore the tag off this one, so not sure exactly which kind it is, but yeah, you'll know it by its fruit. So we'll just wait until it gets bigger and we'll give it a taste. Our peaches were doing extremely well when we first moved in, but unfortunately they got some type of insect on them that basically burrowed into them and caused all the fruit to fall. So you can see all the fruit there on the ground. So sad. So we'll figure that out and figure out what in the world that is. But we got a few that are hanging on. Not sure they're gonna do much. And then of course, we've got the main flock over here. A mixture of the chickens and the turkeys, the famous turkeys that have been in the videos. We try to move these guys every 2 to 3 days. But with it being so hot, we've been a little bit lazy and we didn't move them. They're actually due to be moved today, so we'll see if we can get on that. But yeah, the chickens started over here where the garden is, moved that way, over there, over through that 3-acre field over there, all the way down, all the way across the back, and all the way up here. So they've been moved pretty consistently and been fertilizing the pasture. So, and at one point we had the sheep here as well. So just rebuilding the pasture out here. Now this might just look like a pile of mulch to you, but to me, this is gold. We've been waiting for 10 years for a chip drop between our very first homestead to our second homestead to this homestead. We've never been able to get a chip drop. But I saw some guys pruning some trees down the road, took an envelope out of my truck, wrote my number on it, put a $sign on it, stuck it on their windshield, and a couple weeks later they show up and dump this and said, hey, they got tons more and they won't take our money. So yeah, this is huge. So that garden in the back is going to be really nice next year. Yeah, free carbon. Of course, last but not least, you cannot forget the dairy cow. So as you saw in some of the other videos, or in one of the short videos, we finally broke down and we're able to get our own dairy cow. This here is Buttercup, and the calf that's on her is a Angus that she adopted, that we've named Hamburger. Well, because that's what we're planning on doing with him when he gets big enough. Like I said, it's been hot out here, and we move her every 1 to 2 days. So I went and got this cheap little Harbor Freight shade for her. Hi, Buttercup. It's hot out there. All right, the last thing I'll show you is just a little quick peek into our store building here. So eventually, one day, as we get better and grow things up, eventually this building hopefully will be the store building. But for now, we use it for us. And what do we have in here is the most delicious liquid gold that there is. As you can see on that little sticker there, 622. So we get about 1.5 gallons to 2 gallons doing once a day milking with Buttercup, and we share with Hamburger. Before that, she was given close to 3 to 4 gallons a day, once a day milking. So yeah, we have way more milk than we know what to do with. So some of it goes to the animals. Alicia makes cheese and butter. And then obviously we drink a lot of it and put it in our coffee. And as promised, here is just a little bit of what we've harvested so far. So Alicia has way more in the freezer of tomatoes as well, and we've been eating them, of course. And then about 25 to 30 pounds of potatoes that we just harvested today, and then all that garlic that we're gonna more than likely harvest this evening. So I hope you enjoyed this quick and dirty homestead tour. It's been 1 year since we moved here, and I think we're doing okay. Can't wait to see what happens next year. So if you want to keep track of our family of 11 on 105 acres in Southern Virginia, what should they do, Gaby?
Like and subscribe!
Like and subscribe.